Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to another Marvel Snap video. In this video, we're going to be looking at the three cards that are in the spotlight catcher this week, which are Mirage, Thanos, and Master Mold. So we're just going to look at some quick decks from all. So let's get into it. Before I get started, this is a great week to open your catches if you don't have Thanos. Thanos is a great card to get. If you could snag Thanos and get out, great. I said great, but like Thanos is probably a really great card in here. If you can get Thanos and a one tap, get out. But honestly, I recommend Thanos to everyone because I think it's just super flexible. Anyways, let's get into it. So first up, we're starting with Mirage, which is going in this deck. I obviously don't have the card because I'm recording it before the card actually went live. So these are day one decks for Mirage. The other decks a little more being played, obviously. So let's start. Mirage, if you didn't know, is a 2/2 on reveal. Copy the lowest cost card in your opponent's hand and add it to your hand and give it +2 power. So it's kind of like another Mariah Hill type thing. Ideally, you're probably going to get a random 1 or 2 draw from your opponent. Could be good, could be bad. Honestly, it's going to give you a bit of vision. So the first deck, we're just going to stick it in a Thanos list. Thanos is in this week. Going to see a lot of Thanos. But why not add it to the Thanos deck? Because it's kind of flexible. And you could stick it in here without really punishing you. And you've got ways to buff it up, like Blue Marvel, or you could Valkyrie if it's pretty bad. Could be good, could be bad. We'll have to wait and see. But like the Thanos deck, that's strong anyways. It should just slip in here without causing any commotion. Next up, we've gone for a Dino deck, but it's like a Hawk Dino deck. You could go Collector Dino if you wanted. You could go full Dino. It's kind of open. I've decided to go with a Hawk only because Thanos is in Spotlight Catcher this week. He was already on the up, and now he's in Spotlight Catcher, so you can see more people playing it. So we might as well play for that factor by going the Dark Hawk list. Gives us a little bit more stats versus Thanos. Great against Thanos. So it's a standard Hawk Dino list. Your Coulson and your Fury to add cards. Iron Lad to cheat stuff out. Rock Slide Dark Hawk. Zabu. I'm going to have Mirage in here to steal an extra card. See what it is. Quinjet obviously reduces the cost. Pretty straightforward. Lastly, I decided to look at a bounce deck because why not? Pretty much. Right, you're probably going to steal a 1 or a 2, which bounce don't mind playing. Buffing Angela, buffing Bishop. Like, and if you get a good card to steal from Mirage, you could bounce it and go again. Like, if you're going to see a lot of Thanos, you steal Soulstone, 1/3, great. Even Soulstone would be a 1/5. Like, they're good cards to steal if you're against Thanos. There is good 1-drops to steal. So, giving it the +2 in a bounce deck, maybe you play it, maybe you don't. We'll see. And we'll move on to the next deck. So the next card is Master Mold, the low roll of the week. This is a card that I don't think I've played much. Probably played like 1-2 games of it. It just feels a little slow and horrible. Like, if you were not playing this card during the bounce meta, like stopping them, blocking their hand, just annoying them, when will you play this card? It needs a buff, but it's a card this week. Maybe you low roll it. Maybe you want to just look at a deck. Here's one. Ronan, Dino, clog their hand type stuff with Master Mold, Maximus, Baron. You've got ways to fill their hand up. Crystal draws cards for both of you. Moon Girl to copy stuff. Straightforward deck. Master Mold is probably a really low roll, but you've got Thanos, which is a high roll, and Mirage might be in the middle, a little low, below average, but probably not an awful card. Worst cards to get. Anyways, let's move on to Thanos. So we're moving on to the Thanos. In case you didn't know, Thanos adds stones to your hand at the start of the turn. Pretty much everyone should know what Thanos does by now. It's been out long enough. So let's get onto some decks. First up, this lockdown control type Thanos list. You've got Psylocke to ramp to get Professor X out on a 4. You've got Jeff, I should say, if people are still watching. If you do not have Jeff, it does not make or break a deck. I've seen so many people recently asking, what can I do if I don't have Jeff? Oh my god, all these decks have Jeff. It's been a Professor X meta, lockdown meta. Jeff is going to be in every deck. Just because you don't have Jeff does not mean you cannot play a deck. Like, I just showed you a very similar list to this with Mirage in there. Put Mirage in over Jeff. Don't put another 3 in there. Put another 2 in there. It's not the end of the world if you do not have Jeff. And he's coming in catches in a couple of weeks, a month, or whatever it is. Save up your catches, get him. Do not think just because you don't have Jeff you cannot play a deck. Anyways, that's me ranting about Jeff, because I've had a lot of people asking about him and it's kind of getting on my nerves. So, this is a lockdown. Professor X, Spider-Man, Claw to reach his lane, Blue Marvel to buff Jeff to reach the lanes, Luke Cage to deal with high evo stuff. Pretty standard. Next up, we've got a Destroy Thanos list. We're just kind of putting Thanos in a Destroy list. The idea is you can Carnage and Killmonger the stones to get a big Carnage, to get a cheap death, to get a big null. You could eat them with Venom to get some Venom, you know. Plenty of options. You can ramp with them. You can do plenty of stuff. A really fun list if you get going. And it can just put out so much power. Okay, last deck, which is a kind of an ongoing fill the board type stuff. You know, you're putting out your ones, you're protecting them with armor, you've got Fantastic, you've got Kazar to buff the stones, Blue Marvel to buff everything, Valkyrie to take out some power from them, Shang-Chi to take out power, Spectrum to buff everything. Thanos is a big card if you need it. Pretty fun list. This is one I like this style. This is a style I played a lot when I first got Thanos with his ongoing stuff. Pretty fun. Anyways, that's it for today's video. As always, don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I will catch you on the next one. Peace.